Well, we've only got one objective left. We're going to this one leftover canyon area that's supposed to be related to Scott's disappearance and possibly even the location of the shield toad that we're supposed to take down. Is this a new location? I think this is one we haven't been to before. We'll keep an eye out. Let's see, do I recognize the map? Not particularly. That's the shield toad. And that's Scott's disappearance. Alright, we'll go left first, take out the shield toad. Just to get that out of the way, because it's been pending for a while. So yeah, we got the quest to take out 3 animals a while ago, but it required us to visit this unknown location. So for a while now, there's just sort of been a floating waypoint that doesn't point anywhere.
Can't do this.
Why not? Huh. I wonder if you can knock down a ladder or something. Kind of makes you wonder why there even is a climb up command when you can't use it. But also, come on, a little training here and there. Just learn how to climb, buddy. We gotta survive out here. I guess we'll probably go save Scott first after all. There we go. What is the deal with the creepy dark canyon? Of course I'm gonna take a look and maybe die. Or it'll just end. Right. Nothing in here. Well, that's that. Mystery solved. Haha. Big surprise. Howdy, folks. If you could all stop being horrible gas monsters, that'd be convenient for me. Ooh! 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 Hoo hoo! Haven't fought these guys for a while. Kind of forgot about how dangerous that was. They just let out just a cloud of death mist. On the outside, they look just like the enemies from Halo, the Flood. Except those didn't exactly float, but they did have like balloon monsters where their explosions could actually hurt you. So that's reminiscent enough. So is this my path where I can choose Shield Toad now? Sure can. Alright, we'll go that way first. Just seems safer. If I'm here to save Scott, who is likely unarmed and whatnot, if I'm gonna have to escort him out of here, I might as well try to grab anything else that's around here first. I don't really like fighting these guys, so I kind of feel inclined to just walk past them if I can. Let's see, that's a shortcut down. I don't think it's the one I was. Is it the shortcut down? Oh yeah, it is. Is there a ladder I can knock down? Don't see it actually. Ow, rude. You get out of my face. I got slightly faster melee attacks according to that one upgrade, so fear me. I don't think I can knock a ladder down or a rope or anything, so I think the climbing might just be impossible. Makes me question all the more why the prompt even pops up then. Maybe the story will add a ladder. It's down here. What? There's just a path there? You can't walk? There's an invisible wall? Why? Oh, game. I bet you they made this level for other reasons originally, and then that part of their story got scrapped, and they're like, well, we have this level, we put this toad boss there, we made that monster. Sure, it'll be a side quest. The whole, like, kill these 3 bosses side quest in general feels like a weird, isolated thing, as if, like, they had assets and didn't figure out how to put them in the game. Because the first mission ends with a boss fight against a monster, and you kind of think those are going to be sprinkled throughout the game, and then they just never show up again for a long time. But then, randomly, there's this one mission, it's like, oh yeah, go kill these 3 unique monsters! Which makes me think that they had plans to incorporate these boss fights into the main story, and then they never quite fit or something. And so they're like, well, we made them already, so, we'll put them in these 3 completely random spots that don't matter, and have some guy that says, hey, go kill those guys. Yeah, that way we don't have to lose the stuff we already invested our time into making. And similar to this location, seems like it was made for a story mission or something, but they couldn't quite make it work. So like that path probably originally led down to some. This cave probably had something in it originally, and that path probably led down to something before, but they just created an invisible wall. It's like, well, we don't have anything to put there. We don't want the players to get lost, so we gotta ship this game, damn it! We gotta ship it. Shield Toad. I should really save before I fight Shield Toad. I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. There we go. Or is this the wrong spot? This is the wrong spot. It's just this whole weird outcrop here with nothing in it. Huh. Alright. Kind of reinforces my thought a little bit more, actually. Just seeing all these weird dead ends that seem like something's supposed to be there. Wow, he's nasty looking. Oh god. Guess who accidentally tried to block with left trigger instead of right again. Getting good at that, aren't I? Lightning zone. Oh, that was damaging. Scandalous. Oh, ow. Okay, that hurts. Gonna try to heal real quick. Quickly. Ah, crap. My bad. Weird. The first time I tried to heal, it was ignoring me, and it was like, skill not ready. I'm like, why is the skill not ready? I need to heal right now. And then while I was fumbling with that control, I died. Oh no. This time I'll block with the correct stick. I mean, trigger. He's... Ow. He can still do that, though. Well, the more you know. Ow. Okay, you can't really block his stuff. All the more reason to heal. Oh, those tongues spread out in all sorts of directions, don't they? Alright. Let's try to keep an eye out for that. Whenever he looks like he's facing me to tongue me, I'll just try to dodge out of the way a bit. As long as I'm fast on my feet, we should be in better spot. Oh, damage. Hello. Oh, we won. Oh, I accidentally healed. The fight was already over. Well, he was a nasty. And now we got him. We got his skin. We got all of it. It's in my pocket. Ooh. Freaky, spiky plants. I used to have some of that stuff like that in my backyard. Back at my parents' house. I recognize those plants. You know what? You know what? Let's have you not live again. There we go. Yeah. Don't want that one getting back up. 21 serum is mine. That thing was nasty. Let's go save Scott now, in a distinctly shield-toed free zone now. See, we're all looking out for you, Scott. Now stop wandering off and getting captured by things. It's becoming a problem. Is that also... Hang on a second. There's like a fiery tunnel over there. That far... Oh, that's the place with the path that goes down. Never mind. It's just all overlooking that spot. That leads nowhere. All these flappers are still around being annoying. Fine, I'll kill you guys, but only because you insist on being so annoying. Yay! Murder his face off. Ow. They're dodging again. It's unnecessary. Just accept your fate. Oh. Yeah! Just deck it out of the sky. Yeah! It's actually really satisfying to punch them. Oh. Punch! Never not fun. Coming out of the ground. There we go. Rock'em sock'em. Sorry, not rock'em sock'em. The robots have nothing to do with this. I was thinking of sock'em bopp'em. More fun than a pillow fight. Oh jeez, 90s, horrible 90s commercials going back into my head. You blow them up, put your hand inside. Get ready to have the time of your life. Up we go. Alright. No one's really here right now. Alright. Makes it easy to loot them. All your stuff is mine. Because you look the other way. Maybe they got attacked by moles? Maybe. Nope, there's soldiers over there. They're just not particularly
You're just an old fool, aren't you? Risking your own neck to shelter the rogue. Well, if your neck's no value to you, it's no value to me either. I'm off to a fear. Soldiers, abundance has fed its parasites for far too long. I think it's time we stop some of the leeching.
No! Stop! Listen to me! Let me... Oh!
If I don't step in, they'll kill him. Guys like that make you hate Technomancy.
Sup?
You better get a move on.
Get wrecked! It's weird that our friend there is making having a mellow conversation with himself while this fight's happening. I didn't really catch a single thing he said just now. I was a little focused on the fight. I think that some of the dialogue just triggers early on sometimes. Or they just didn't plan it out very well. Either way, these guys immune to lightning are pretty vulnerable to lightning.
I thought that it was all over. Thank you.
I wasn't gonna let those thugs kill you, but I'd like to know what you're doing here. Why did you disappear?
I was missing abundance. I was hoping... Anyhow, that was silly. I'm sorry. He tried to torture me, you know? He wanted to know where to find you, but I didn't say anything.
I don't really understand how you ended up here. Anyway, let's get back. You're in bad shape. I can't figure out what Scott was doing in the desert with Alan. I better find some witnesses who saw what happened. Get to the bottom of it.
Well, we got Scott. There's that. Did we actually stop that guy for once, or did he run away again? I didn't really notice, to be honest. Alan, are you in this pile over here? Oh, if you're one of those people wearing a helmet, then the helmet was automatically coming off during the cutscene. That'll make it even harder to tell. Or maybe I'm supposed to interpret that one. He was like, guards, it's time to plug this hole, or being all pompous and shit. So maybe I was supposed to interpret that as being a scene where he was walking away, and his guards were supposed to execute him while he walks off like a goddamn Bond villain that doesn't pay attention to see if Bond gets killed by the trap or not. I think that's what happened to Alan, because I think they want to keep Alan as an ongoing villain, so he probably wouldn't have gotten taken out just now. Not that any of these people are actually dead, because they're just like have their eyes open and they're panting on the floor. I can't hop the fence to check out whatever's inside there, because that's not part of the level, apparently. Honestly, that's another thing. The existence of all of that detail behind the fence makes me think even more that this was like a larger story mission that got scrapped at some point during development. It'd be interesting to know. Something that's never happened yet, but would be really amusing. And look at that! Look at all these details around here. Okay, now I'm extra convinced, actually. It would be really interesting if, for once, I had some member of the development team watching the series and actually, telling me whether or not I'm right and wrong about certain things. Because I think I'm actually dead on about this one. I think this was a larger story mission that got scrapped because there's so many weird details to this environment. But in reality, we just go in and out in like 15 minutes and move on with our lives, because it's just a location for one quick soldier fight and one toad fight, and that's it. But there's too many weird details. There's this thing over here. There's that one camp with nobody in it. There's the dead end, the weird dead end invisible wall, which is the most egregious thing. The fact that there's an invisible wall telling you not to go down a path. And then, of course, the fact that that entire encampment seems weirdly developed. I can't go this way, can I? Crap. They spent some time putting some muscle definition on these characters. I put the Abundance officers' uniforms on for the next story mission. That's an interesting uniform for officers. It's just a vest with armor over it. Huh. Anyway.
Hey, Brad.
Zachariah, how's the hunting?
I've got your last specimen.
Tell me you did! The shield-toed skin. Wonderful. Oh, what you have done for science. You are invaluable. I am forever indebted. You've given me years of study, and when I finally publish, you, my friend, will find your name in the acknowledgements.
Oh, there we go. I think that's actually the last side quest I have available to me, so we're ready to just go shotgunning through the main story again. I think we're in a similar position now. Yeah, all that's left is champion and beggars again. The quest I don't want to do, and the quest that just sort of weirdly sits in stasis for periods of time and then comes back later. So it's all main story mission now, and this one's waiting for Technomancer to undercover the agents. So that's obviously just a putting a pause on a quest. Safe Haven's literally paused, in that it hasn't even had a new objective since I arrived here. And finding Earth is waiting. We need to find out where patient's taken. It says wait again. So in both cases, the entire story and all progression is now waiting for me to go to Aurora's Shadow Path to ambush them, which is kind of a bummer, because from what I've seen from the outside, it seems like those are the type of people you'd want to live around rather than work against them in this way. So if something climactic is going to kick me out of this place, I should be prepared. I seem to be in a similar situation as to what happened around the end of Abundance, so I'm pretty ready to finish the zone and move on to what act comes next.
Stop, Sleazeville!
Why are you saying that?
You kidding me? You can't see that this poser prince is using you to restart a war so he can fucking swim in serum?
Even if Abundance has tried to kill me, I don't know if I'm ready to do this.
I agree this mission is distasteful, but I'm sure there are other motives here. Dandolo is not the type to wave a red flag just to provoke a new war. He knows how delicate the situation is. As for the costume story, I'm sure he also has some productive purpose for that too.
Yeah, no shit. If the purpose is to get rich quick.
Don't forget, Dandolo is a merchant first, leader second, humanitarian third. Coming from a corporation, it might be hard for you to understand, but he's essentially driven by self-interest. Morality isn't the issue. It's not about good or bad, it's about what's profitable. Dandolo is simply an opportunist. And if the peace between Aurora and Abundance is sincere, then one isolated attack shouldn't instigate a whole new war.
I know this doesn't feel right, but remember, you don't owe Abundance a thing. And even if they do go back to war, it's because they were already hungry for a fight. With Dandolo, you just need to read between the lines sometimes. When we get there, maybe we can try something a little craftier and avoid a conflict altogether. I think what he really wants are the costumes, though I'm not sure why.
Hell am I doing here? Abundance, Aurora, Technomancers? Doesn't make a goddamn difference. All a bunch of assholes begging for more power. What the hell does all of that have to do with me?
Didn't you rejoin the Technomancers? Isn't that quite kind of the case now? Oh well, let's go on forward. So they're suggesting there might be a way to avoid just straight up sparking a new war, which I would prefer, because we got told by Ward just how bad the conflict has been, and how it's just a bloodbath every day out there. There's no reason to want to make that come back. They seem oddly like they're posed to talk to me the moment I walk over towards them. So our goal is to neutralize Aurora troops, obtain uniforms Technomancers. There we go. Gonna have to take those guys out either way. Howdy, folks. Ooh.
Halt! Don't move! What are you doing? In case you haven't heard, there's been a truce and a peace treaty's being negotiated.
You either follow his plan or refuse it. What is the impact of this? I'm given a choice. Huh. I kind of want to see... Honestly, I'm really curious to see what happens.
Yeah, we heard. Truth is, though, we're not part of Abundance anymore.
If you're seeking asylum, I'm sorry, but
That's not what we're after. Even if the deal's tempting... Just listen. We work for a guy who wants nothing more than to restart the war between your corporation and Abundance. We were sent to attack you and make it look like Abundance broke the truce.
so why are you telling me?
Because I've seen too much blood and war for one lifetime. But I need a favor. Our backer wanted us to bring back your uniforms to prove we accomplished the mission.
Your employer won't just take your word for it? Doesn't sound like such a good employer. Here, take this key. It'll get you into our stock over there. We always have some spares. You're a Technomancer too? What a shame. Would have been nice to just talk. Exchange information we know about the settlers. About Earth.
Maybe another time, yeah? Thanks for the key.
Well, that was weirdly easy. Huh. Just gonna wander on over. Alrighty then. Any cool stuff around here? Thank you. Did not expect that to quite work out that way. It's a very human moment, which is kind of one of the things that's often missing from conflict-oriented games, but often actually surprisingly present in stories of actual war is moments where people actually just talk. And sometimes something just happens that way. It's kind of amusing to see in a game, but yeah. Alright, guess we're not all gonna beat each other with sticks today. Just gonna wander on through this big level we were gonna play through, but I'll just not fight anyone, and I'll go pick up the object at the end. It'll piss off Dandolo, but honestly, I don't really care about him. Sure, we kinda got a place to stay with him, but also the Technomancers and mutants seem like they all could just create their own community together, in my opinion, because they're both mutants. Why not just shrug off this attempt at constantly trying to hide the fact that Technomancers are mutants, and just go live with the mutants? And then the two of them combined should be powerful enough. There seem to be a lot of mutants and a lot of Technomancers, and I'm freakishly powerful, and I'm one Technomancer, so that seems to indicate that we'd be good to go. Let these idiot corporations all fight each other as they please. And maybe we can get more of our guys to join in. Hell, once we had a safe haven for Technomancers, wouldn't Aurora's Technomancers come too at some point? If they realized that was the reality of the situation? And if the... I don't know if this game... I don't remember if this game has ever mentioned any other corporations, but if other ones exist... I feel like their Technomancers would just all abandon them. What's the deal with these... Huh. There's 2 platforms with levers dealing with some kind of tram or railway. Kind of wonder if that ever comes up. But yeah, once you establish your Xavier's school for oh.
Death to the humans! Kane avenges us!
Oh. Oh. Well. Mutants and Technomancers are fighting each other. This really shits all over the things I was saying a second ago about these 2 groups working together. God damn it, Kane. Kane, why you gotta be actively a problem? Awkwardly, by default, I'm assigned to be on... I'm forced to fight the mutants while all of the Aurora soldiers are automatically on my team. Whoops. I guess there was no talking our way around that one, but it was resolved rather quickly by that. I wonder what would have happened otherwise. Maybe if I was fighting my way through all the Aurora soldiers, maybe this would have been the moment where a surprise attack from some mutants actually help us, and maybe we'd be on the same team as the mutants in that situation. Interesting. That's not really what I thought was going to happen today, but I guess that does guarantee some kind of fight happens while you're here. Oh, one more chest down here. Well, at the end of the day, it's like I was told by our master character that's dead, and our other master character that was sent to the front lines and is also probably dead now. We're supposed to be looking out for other Technomancers more than anything else. We are our own organization, even if we have to exist in symbiosis. So, choosing the one that puts other Technomancers in the least danger seems to be the smartest thing to do in character for that kind of stuff, as opposed to fighting. Because if you do the ambush, you're giving your loyalty to another corporation. The merchants are also a corporation. They're like the more indie corporation, but they're a corporation. Is there a whole path over there you can't get to? Is this another weird I wonder if this is another weird example of a level area, an area they made for a level that just isn't used by the game because they cut that content. I'm curious. I also sometimes wonder if there just wasn't that much communication between the people making levels and the people designing quests, and maybe at some points they're like, go make a few canyon-y areas with some bases, and you guys go design your quests and write what's going to happen there, and we'll make the 2 fit together later on. I wonder if that kind of thing happens. You might think like, no, shut up, Keith, it's just a detail, like, oh, look, they made that whole canyon, that's nice, because that's the type of thing that like an Uncharted game would do, sure, is make a whole bunch of assets to make the whole area feel complete and realistic and everything. But in a relatively tight indie game like this, not actually, I don't think it's technically indie, but this kind of small RPG budget, realistically, they're much less likely to put in a whole bunch of excessive details everywhere, because every little detail they put in that isn't used is basically an inefficiency. Because that's part of why they reuse assets so often. So they gotta get all the mileage they can for it. So I'm curious. Like always. But in this case, we're good to go. Dandolo's probably not gonna be happy, but I could probably take him.
Dandolo will have his costumes.
You think he likes playing dress-up or some shit? Because, I mean, I don't really see the point.
He's an offbeat fellow, but I can't imagine him dressing up in front of the mirror, though I can't imagine the pompous laughter if he liked the way he looked. No, he must have buyers. Dandolo asks for things for a reason. However indirect his requests may be, they're always planned investments that he anticipates to pay off in time.
These unis better make him happy. I don't want to keep running errands for the Prince of Dress-Up.
I could be wrong, but I am doubtful his request will stop here. He is the Prince of Merchants. He'll maximize what he can get out of every friend and acquaintance.
It might seem like we're running pointless errands, but isn't it nice here? We are fed, housed, and welcomed by friends, and far from Victor's madness.
Yeah, we get it. You like Dandolo. But I'm still the one who's driving us around, and this is the last time I act like a fucking costume rental service.
In this case, it's just flat out wrong to say that we're far away from Victor's madness. Because Victor stole one of us away from this city just a moment ago. We just got back from saving that guy. So that's not very accurate in this case. Wait a minute. Who's that? Hang on a second. Oh, are you guys climbing up? Yeah, you are. Clicky clicky. Don't come back up here. Oh, cool, he teleported. Well, that makes it easier. I just saw Amelia's quest pop up. What are you up to?
Zach, I need to talk to you without the others around. Something personal.
No problem.
It's regarding what you found in Ophir, you know? In Scott's lab, my father's mail. I've thought about it, and I figured that we should try to find the kid. Scott's son.
Don't you think Scott tried everything to find his son? Besides, he risks reliving something he may not want to experience again.
That boy is connected to my father's disappearance, right? That's what that woman said. And look, the mutants have an almost normal life here. Scott didn't know that the city existed before. We could set up something new. What do you think? If we find out what happened to his son, we could not just bring him back here, but also find out what my dad went to do for Scott. I'm almost convinced that he was trying to bring him back his son.
All right, I'll look into it. Someone must know where to find the information regarding the new mutants.
Thank you, but I don't think Scott should know about all this for now. If something happened to his kid. Anyway, you know?
There we go. Interesting. Interesting. So we have follow-up on the Scott situation from a long time ago, actually. See, where's that? There we go. There's the setup button. Add Amelia and Andrew. That's a good squad.
For Amelia.
Info on a little mutant. Or a kid who became a mutant.
Talk to Phobos then. Sure, he'd know more than anyone else about that.
Good point.
That's logical. Let's talk to Phobos.
Hello, Phobos.
Hello, Zachariah. What can I do for you?
Scott had a son who became a mutant. I'm trying to find him. Would you know by any chance where they could have taken him?
A first-generation mutant. He must have suffered a lot, Zachariah. He would have been brutally taken away from his parents and deported very far, in another city or an outside complex. It is the protocol, probably to prevent the young mutant from running away with his family. Completely cut off from his relatives in a foreign environment, they will condition him to obey like an animal.
I'm sorry, Phobos. That's what happened to you too.
Yes, most of the time, new mutants end their lives where they were conditioned. But in some cases, they get transferred when they are adults. It depends on their workforce needs. It was during one of those transfers that I managed to run away. If your young mutant reached the adult age, it will be very hard to find him. He could be in another center or on the run.
From what I understand, his son may be my age.
It will not be easy, but there is a way to find out at least where he was sent. There are archives in Ophir on all the citizens. You can find who was sent away as well as the location. I do not know if they keep track of the past transfers during the first deportation, but at least that is where you should start looking.
There we go. One glimmer of hope on where to find Scott's son.